When we talk about the greatest what-ifs in NBA history, there's usually several different names that come to mind, like Len Bias, Grant Hill, Greg Oden, and Derrick Rose, just to name a few. One of the players who typically isn't mentioned in that group is Earvin Magic Johnson. And to a certain extent, I get it. Magic had a Hall of Fame career. He won 5 NBA championships, 3 Finals MVPs, and 3 League MVPs. He made 10 All-NBA teams and made it all the way to the NBA Finals a total of 9 times in his career. So relatively to the other all-time greats, he had a very full and successful career. But the truth is, that was all achieved in what should have been the first half of his career. That's because on November 7th, 1991, Magic shocked the basketball world when he announced publicly that he had obtained HIV. And as a result, he was retiring immediately from the NBA. Now, many people assume that this retirement happened in the twilight of Magic's career. But the truth is, that's only because we've grown accustomed to this retirement scenario since 1991. In reality, Magic was nowhere close to the twilight of his career. He was the league MVP just 1 season prior, and he was the league MVP runner-up to Michael Jordan in 1991. He led his Lakers to the NBA Finals right before his retirement, and in his final game before he made the announcement, he put up a monstrous triple-double. He was only 31 years old when he played his final game in 1991. Think about that for a second. That's like LeBron James retiring in 2016, and Steph Curry retiring in 2020. Just imagine how different their legacies would have been if that had been the case. From this sense, Magic Johnson was a major what-if. He had the highest career average for assists in NBA history, so if he had kept playing, he may have ended up as the NBA's all-time leader by the end of his career. The Lakers also remained very competitive throughout the 1990s, so it is very possible that Magic could have made it to the NBA Finals several more times. Imagine if he had 13 or 14 Finals appearances by the end of his career. If Magic had played until he was 40 years old, like Michael Jordan or LeBron James, then that would have meant that Magic would have been teammates with Shaq and Kobe for the final 4 seasons of his career, including the 1999-2000 season, where the Lakers won the NBA championship. Imagine a world where half of Shaq and Kobe's years together, they had Magic Johnson running the floor as their point guard. In this universe, you have to wonder, would Magic have 8 or 9 championships? If that was the case, how could he not be viewed as the GOAT ahead of Michael Jordan? Now make no mistake, I know full well that Magic did come back for the 95-96 season, and promptly retired at the conclusion of that year. But here's the thing, I don't think Magic retires again in 96 if he never retired the first time in 1991. When Magic came back in 1995, he was trying to adapt to a young team that wasn't used to his leadership and mindset. Famously, players like Nick Van Exel and Cedric Ceballos didn't mesh well with Magic Johnson, and there was jealousy and chemistry issues due to there being a new sheriff in town. It ended up being a chaotic and tumultuous season to say the least. And when Magic retired for the final time at the end of the 1996 season, it wasn't because he had nothing left in the tank, but it was because he was tired of the drama and wasn't enjoying the team as much as he used to. If Magic never retires the first time in 1991, then there's never this awkward changing of leaderships and atmospheres. And instead of Magic learning to play with guys like Van Exel and Ceballos, they would instead be learning to play with him. I truly believe that if Magic never retired due to HIV, then he likely ends his career as the greatest winner in NBA history since Bill Russell. Maybe that universe even makes more sense in the grand scheme of basketball, because after all, Magic Johnson was the ultimate teammate. He was the greatest example of a guy who made his teammates better. In the very first season of his career, he started at center in place of an injured Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and won the championship with some jaw-dropping numbers. Yes, he won championships with Kareem by his side, and people usually use that fact to discredit him. But in the first season after Kareem's retirement, Magic led his Lakers to a 63-win season. And the season after that, Magic stunned the basketball world by taking the Lakers to the NBA Finals once again. Regardless of the weapons at his disposal, Magic was going to be competitive year in and year out, and he proved that time and time again on the basketball court. So now it's your turn. If Magic had never been forced to retire in 1991, how do you think we would view his legacy today? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.